Φίλοι του Gazzetta, καλησπέρα. Σε ένα πολύ όμορφο μέρος εδώ στη Βουλιαγμένη, με έναν ξεχωριστό καλεσμένο. Έναν παίκτη που οι φίλοι του Ολυμπιακού γνωρίζουν, οι φίλοι της Εθνικής απολαύσανε στο πρόσφατο παράθυρο και θα απολαύσουμε και εμείς τώρα σε μια πολύ όμορφη συζήτηση. Μαζί μας ο Ναζ Μήτρου-Λονγκ. So Naz, thank you very much for being here with us. And how does it feel being back in Greece and drinking Freddo?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, you look at the background, the water. It's very tranquil, very peaceful. But most importantly, honestly, my son was born here, and this place holds a very, very special place in my heart. My mother, you know, when we were kids, I say this all the time, but the way she talked it up, and now to just be able to have a personal attachment to it with my son, my wife loving it. It's amazing. It's amazing. The Fredo is always great. The food is great. The vibes are great. So I'm very happy to be here.
What was the vibe inside the family when you and Eliza were, called for the Greek national team?
It's not something that I can really explain with words. It's just a feeling, you know, and it's one of those checkpoints in your life where you're like, wow, you're really doing all the things that you believed that you were going to do as a child. And I had the privilege of seeing him from his first day. And there was a time where he was a very, very small kid and everybody was overlooking him, but I always seen something in him as far as his heart went and his hard work and his dedication. And we knew where we would be one day, but ultimately it's a dream, right? And to see it all come together and it actually happened and him wear the jersey and him have a great debut, again, can't put it into words. It's just, it's an unreal feeling.
Is it, unfair for you, even though you have Greek blood, to be considered as naturalized player? What's your thoughts?
You know what?
You're brothers and you can't play together. In the national team.
Yeah, you know what? I would really love for that rule to change one day, because the way I see it is, yes, we're born where we're born, but I have a genuine attachment to this country, and my mother speaks the language. Regardless of her teaching us that or not, it's our responsibility to learn it and learn the roots of Greece and pay homage to the country. But it's not like we're just random foreigners who just have come here to just abuse a passport. We're people who genuinely care about the country. We love the country. The country has given us a lot. My brother's still here playing. And we want to play together, you know what I mean? And represent the country for giving us these opportunities. So I do hope one day that rule can get altered a little bit.
Tell me about this window. What was the vibe, around the team with Coach B, pulling the strings? How was the whole experience?
It was amazing, man. I mean, he demands nothing short of excellence. Everybody in this country knows who he was as a player, and he's carried that over to who he is as a coach. It's always an honor to play under him because he's going to call you out for the things that you're doing wrong. It doesn't matter if you're doing something good. I mean, he's expecting that because he honors the game the way he does. For me personally, I came into camp with a little bit of an injury, and the way they managed it and allowed me to determine whether I was going to play at all was something that I respect, man, because this isn't the first time I've come into camp injured, and they've treated me with the utmost respect as if I was, I don't want to say Giannis in terms of anything other than the respect that they show every player. Yeah. And I respect him and Nikos for the way that they've laid the foundation and platform of how they want to run it.
So because I have to make a prediction, tell me your thoughts. Will you be the MVP of the Serie A this year?
That's one of my personal goals. It's one of my personal goals, man. And ultimately, I want to win. I want to win the cup. Well, I want to get to the cup. I want to win the cup. The organization hasn't been to the playoffs in like 16 years. We're on pace to do that. I want to bring them there. And then as far as the individual accolades go, I want to win that. I do. I'm a balanced player. I'm not your traditional point guard, but I'm hungry, man. And especially after not playing for 2 years, like when I'm on the court, I don't have a friend, I'm not in it just to play and just play this game. Like I want to win all the things that come with this. So if I can be the MVP at the end of the season, it's going to be because I want it. You know what I mean? So I'm going for it.
Playing with Giannis is an extra motivation for the future because with the whole situation with a naturalized player, you can't play together with Eliza, you can't play together with Tyler in the Greek national team, but being in the level to compete for this position in a high tournament and playing with Giannis is something that you have in mind?
Yeah, I think we all do.
Throwing the ball, dunk, and
it
makes your life easier.
It's easy, or even just spacing the floor for someone like him. He can play 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I think everybody that you had just mentioned, including my brother Tyler, which, by the way, me and him are really, really close friends. We grew a tight relationship last year. I was with him last night. All of us have recognized, the idea of playing in the 2028 Olympics, and it would be amazing. But ultimately, we have our careers that we need to take care of, and that'll take care of itself. Unfortunately, there can only be one, so it has to be somebody who fits the mold and it makes the most sense. I think Tyler has done an elite job of playing alongside him, and every time he's worn the national team jersey. And then we don't know what will happen with Lucas and even Tom as well. But yeah, man, the idea.
Mention because he's an actual naturalized player.
Right, exactly. But yeah, of course, man. You think about playing with Giannis in any terms, you want to do that, and I definitely want to do that. If that opportunity presents itself, I'll be ready for it.
How different was the experience with Coach Vasilis and Coach Giorgos in Olympiacos? Because they both have this Greek temperament, this Greek vibe, let's say.
Yeah. They're both very proud Greek men. And I respect that about both of them. They both honor and love the game. It's their lifetime's work. They do have a little bit of a different style, a little bit of a different philosophy in terms of how they want their guards to play and in terms of how they want their system to be run. A lot of the plays are similar. With that being said, Spanoulis has his own wrinkle on it to where I feel like he's implemented how he would play the system himself if he was in the system.
Did he get the ball in the practice to show you the drill?
No, he hasn't done that, but definitely when there's water breaks, you see him shooting, working on his jab step and stuff as if he still wants to hoop. You know what I mean? I'm sure if he could, he would.
It was some days ago, I believe it was Nikola Mirotic who said, just give him a uniform, he can still play.
Yeah, he probably could. I don't know. I haven't seen you. It's different when you get up and down, but I'm sure he still has that fire. But similar mentalities in regards to the system, but definitely I would say there's differences in terms of how they want things to be executed.
Growing up, did you watch any Spanoulis videos with the Spanoulis play that you played in Utah and all that? And how was it, being coached by him after all that?
It was special because I did know Spanoulis growing up. I knew Lucas growing up. These were big time names, Baby Shaq as well. These are names that I knew about. Just because you have to make a real splash in order for certain things from Europe to get over to North America. And those were three of the people that I actually heard about. And then I followed a lot of Spanoulis and a lot of Lucas in regards to the way Lucas ran the Spain pick and roll. And then Spanoulis action that's used in the NBA. Quinn Snyder with the Jazz, he uses that or used that a lot. I'm sure he still does right now. But man, it was an honor. It was an honor for my debut. It's an honor every time I put the jersey on. And I just try and pick his brain here and there. And to be completely honest with you, I feel like I haven't put my best foot forward yet wearing the national team jersey, and they've continuously given me chances. And I feel like there's a lot more that I want to do with him. And ultimately, I'm thankful every time because I feel like I grow mentally as a player every time I play under him.
How much of a Greek basketball did you follow as a kid? As a kid and also as a grown-up afterwards,
As a kid in North America, our big thing was the NBA.
Yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't like we had a lot of access to Europe, Like I would hear about Greece, and then when Greece, you would tie with Spanoulis. But following it as close as some would say, I'm not going to sit here and say I followed it a lot as a kid. When I grew up, and actually Yorgos Lampouris, who I was just on the national team with. He didn't play the second game, but he went to Iowa State with me.
Yeah.
And he gave me a Hellas shirt. I wore the Hellas shirt, and he said, one day you'll play on the national team. And from that point on, I started to pay closer attention. So I would say college on is when I would start to see what's going on.
Why did it took so many years for you to come to Europe? Because, we were hearing about Naz Mήτρου-Λονγκ for I don't know how many years, but we never saw you in person until some years ago.
That's actually a great question. To be honest with you, One, I was chasing the NBA dream. I felt like I was so close. I was on a two-way contract for many years, and I was having really, really great success. And there was one point where it was about to shift over and some personal things happened, but everybody has their own story. Had COVID not happened, I would have been overseas maybe 2 years prior to when I actually came. A part of me wishes that would have happened because I would have been younger and started this career a little younger and maybe got a jump start. But that's all it was. I was a young kid chasing an NBA dream.
When was the first time that the Greek team approached you?
The first time a Greek team approached me, you know what? The first time a Greek agent approached me was my first year after college. And his name is not coming to mind right now, but he was talking about Olympiakos and Panathinaikos and the teams that were here. But I knew I had to get my passport. You know what I'm saying? I had no European experience. So I would say 2018 was the first time I really started to hear about potentially playing in Greece.
And why haven't you? Because of the NBA dream?
Yeah, I was chasing it, man. I was chasing it.
No, I know that you don't want to say that I regret for something, because everything is an experience, but did you regret for not coming to Greece earlier, especially after seeing all this?
I do wish I would have been here a little earlier. I do. For many reasons, to just, again, get a head start, because the European game is a different game. It takes time to adjust. And honestly, me more specifically as a player, I'm not overly tall or overly talented in one specific area. I'm somebody who has to work and then ultimately adjust. It always takes me about a year to adjust to a system, into what's going on. And had I came earlier, I do think that, one, I would have been in Greece longer. Two, I would have adjusted quicker. With that being said, I wouldn't be who I was if I didn't go through my journey. But yeah, man, this is, I mean, you can see it's crazy out here.
If you had come earlier, could we say that you would be speaking Greek right now?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's like...
Because, brother, for 2 years, I'm only hearing you saying some phrases, kalimera, kalinichta, or something
Malaka.
Like that. That's the social media content we want.
I'm about to say, we can cut to it.
Yeah, but malaka, you know, has many meanings. It's not like you care someone.
Yep.
It's like, hello, my friend, and all that.
Man, trust me, I shared a locker room with Larenzakis, and when I tell you he uses that word every 2 seconds, you know what I mean? So I understand, that thing could mean anything. No, but it's you know, when I'm with the national team, everybody speaks Greek as they should. It's the Greek national team, you know, and Spanoulis has set the standard where he speaks in Greek, and then one of the coaches translates to me. But ever since the first day with the national team, it's in me and a goal to be able to speak Greek myself. So when I'm among the players and I'm among the staff, I can speak Greek, because it's something that should be done for the country. So if I came earlier, I do believe I'd be speaking earlier. Right now I'm in Italy, so it's a little more difficult, but my wife, myself, and my son specifically will speak Greek for sure. Okay,
now he's 1 year old.
Yep.
In 2040, we would expect a Mitrou-Long playing for the national team again.
That would be special. I mean, he's big right now, so if he keeps going how he's going...
Man, you're tall, your wife is tall, I mean, it's genetics.
Hopefully it carries through for sure.
Tell me about the Olympiacos experience, because I know that you gave everything you got in every practice, in every game, and you know, you never shown any bad feeling because of the lack of playing. Tell me about this mentality.
I love the game, man. I'm not somebody who just does this for, I don't know, the money or just the fun. This is my life's work. I left home at a young age to pursue this dream, and it's literally became my identity. It's become everything that I am. I don't know a life without basketball. And I know that there comes ups and downs with life and with basketball, right? So having gone to Olympiakos in the beginning, you know, when I was integrated into the rotation, I was playing quite a bit. We won the Super Cup, and I had somewhat of a part in that. It was, I mean, I would say the height of my Olympiakos tenure. This isn't just another club, you know what I mean? It's among the clubs, it's the elite. And I am nobody bigger than the club. There is nobody bigger than the club, you understand? I knew my position. I knew that I had fallen out of the rotation. I knew that I had to try and find my way in, and every day I had to trick myself to believe that today was the day, today was the day, today was the day, even if it wasn't. I was happy for my teammates. We were number one in the ranking. We had the opportunity to win the Final Four by getting there. We didn't ultimately twice. But these experiences are things that I saw, and I took all the positives that I could to believe, and again, tell myself that when I am in this position again in the future, I'll be prepared because of the time at Olympiacos and seeing the best pros handle their situation the way they did. So it was bigger than myself. It wasn't easy. There were a lot of dark days. I do wish that I could have contributed more in the jersey. I believe in myself. I believe in my work. But again, who am I to sit here and say, oh, I need to be X, Y, and Z for Olympiacos when Olympiacos has been around for 100 years? You understand? So that's what it is.
Was it the coach's system, the coach's decision? Perhaps you weren't good in some practices or in some games. Why did the whole thing happen? You know, the lack of playing, of course.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I will say this. I'm not a player that can sit for quite a while and then go in a game and look like I'm ready to take minutes. And that's nobody to blame, you know what I mean, except who I am. I know myself. I know I need a rhythm. I know I need to feel the ball and make some mistakes and go through those things to build myself to contribute to a game or games in general. But it's difficult for me, man. And I can name a whole bunch of players who can do that. And I honor and respect those guys because I struggle with this. I don't know why it went the way it went, especially after that cup when we played a fully stacked Panathinaikos team and we won the championship. But it went the way it did. I do believe that, you know, I'm back to who I am right now, the person that I've known prior to coming here, the player that I've known, and I'm very confident in who I am now, who I was. I treated every practice like a game. Again, I could go on, but for whatever reason, it went the way it did, and we had elite players, man. It's not like I wasn't playing over somebody who wasn't a good player. It's the top of the top. With that being said, I do believe that I could have contributed. Having not played in a while, maybe I wasn't at my best form, so it was what it was.
How was it possible, you know, after a period that you weren't playing, as we said, you went to Naples and you were a candidate for the MVP in Serie A. How can a player be ready after, you know, not playing to be at an MVP standard of playing?
Again, it's because this is my life, man. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't do all these things. And I'm not saying this to make it sound like I'm above anybody. Everybody needs balance in their life. And I have a whole bunch of friends and basketball friends who I know do these things, and they're still elite players. This is just the decisions that I've made in my life. And it's because this is my craft, this is my life, and I am prepared in terms of making these sacrifices for these moments. So I just believe it's because of the work that I've put in. It took a couple games to get adjusted. My first couple games that I played in the preseason with Napoli were not great games. I didn't have a feel. I couldn't run the offense the way I wanted to. I had to get readjusted to playing. But after the first couple games, it just came back naturally. And right now I feel like I'm right back to who I've known to be, and if not, even better. Because I competed every day. Let's not get that twisted. Every single day I showed up in the gym here in Athens. I made sure that I was getting myself better, and all my teammates from last year could attest to that. And it's the byproduct of the work from last year, and then my determination to just get back to the level that I know I am, and ultimately contribute to hopefully a championship team one day.
Let's say that after your years in Naples, of course, in Napoli, Olympiacos say, you know what, Naz, let's try again. What would your thoughts be?
I mean, I would be a fool to say I'm above that, you know what I mean? One of my best friends that I've grown up with is Nigel. And I mean, the first year as a unit and everything they were going through wasn't the greatest for him in terms of organization and then obviously with the league. But then he came back for his second tenure and I thought it was an elite run for him. And for myself, if Olympiacos or a premium Greek team were to call, I mean, I am nobody to close doors on anybody. You understand? So if it made sense for both sides and it's something that presented itself in time, maybe would, you know? Again, my son was born here, man. Like, I love this country. I have genuine respect and love for this country, and to be able to play and give these people that are so passionate about winning the best version of myself is something that I definitely want to do, because I feel like there's a little bit of an empty feeling, you know, an unfinished job by presenting not the best version of myself. You understand? So it just has to make sense. And I have to be the best version of me.
What's your memories from Olympiacos? You know, the fan base, the Greek derbies with the flares and all that.
Man, countless. I remember the first day when I came and I had my Greek League debut with Petrusev. And I remember I threw Philip a lob, and obviously the arena wasn't too packed out. It was just a Greek League game on a Sunday, really early. But I threw that lob and Philip grabbed it and banged it out. And I remember the fans going crazy, and I'm like, man, I can only imagine when it's full in here. And then we played Maccabi, and I hit my first three in the corner, left corner, and I heard the fans just go nuts. And I remember saying to myself, this is something that I want to feel more and more and more of. And then we fast forward to the Cup, and I had a good role, a great role in that run for those 3 games and ultimately playing Panathinaikos. And I remember getting an N1 on Slukas, and coach had a little fist bump, and I seen the bench going crazy, and Antonis was turned, you know, and I was like, this is why I'm here against this team. I want to win more games like this. And it's priceless. There's no better rivalry in the world. There's no better fan base in terms of energy, enthusiasm, energy toward the opponent, like in the world. You can say there's a group, you know, the Serbian teams, the 2 Greek teams, of course, they're all in one category, but
the Balkans.
Yeah, you know, but man, it's something that you pray for as a kid. Like, these are the things you dream of. And there was one memory that I'll never forget.
Which one?
Last year in the Greek League Championship, we were in Oaxaca, and it was game 4, I want to say, right after everything happened with the police and the legal battles. And I remember, we bring it in right before we go through the tunnel. And this sounds like a movie, like a little cinematic. I'm not even trying to be no colabora, none of that. You know, this is the real. And obviously I'm accustomed to it now. It's just the rivalry. It's turned up, you're energetic. But we brought it up, we break it down, we do our thing, and we're walking through the tunnel, and it's dark. And all I see is Pop's jersey, his last name, on the warm-up. And I swear, all I could see was his, and then the guys just walking out, and I hear the roar of the crowd. And I swear to God, in that moment, I'm like, this is a movie. You know, like, this is, and it all came back to me like it was my first day. And I was like, man, I want to play in this so bad. And we went out there, we handled business, we took care of the W, came back, won at home. And I'm like, there's nothing like this. And I pray to God one day I can contribute on the court to feel that extra feeling, because that was the only thing missing, but it was a movie, man. That was a movie.
And you know, the celebration after the championship, because you talked about movies, and I believe you walking through the fans and, you know, all the hands on you, it was something that I can't remember you experience that again.
No, that was special, and having said, I mean, I think I got like, a minute on the court, and even just touching the court, like, I could feel like, all right, this is where I want to be. And having my son with me, he kind of freaked out. He was crying when everybody rushed the court. But, you know, the fans saw that, and they kind of like parted the way. And I was like, this is an appreciation for a family base. You know what I mean? Like, I got nothing but high things to say about the people and the fans and the atmosphere, man. It was special.
Then why didn't you stay this summer, even though you had an offer?
Because I love the game, man. I love the game. Like, I all the extra stuff that comes with the game, the money, the lifestyle, things like that is also a perk for sure. And we are basketball players, we're blessed and very highly favored to even be in this situation. But, like, I'm nowhere near done my career. And I'm not in a position to where I can just sit down and watch this game I love. You know, I'm more than
play
capable
the game you love.
I gotta play, man. And I love this club, man. I love this country. I said it for the 5th time on this, you know what I mean? But I need to play. And I'm very, very, very happy at the decision I made because I'm playing. And when the next opportunity comes around at this level, I will be ready for it because I'm going to make sure there's a mutual understanding in terms of who I am and what I need and then what the club needs from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was important for me to play, and my corner felt like this was the right move.
Let me ask you a tough one. Why is it, with Armani Milano, with Zálγκιρις and with Olympiacos, you didn't get the opportunity to play? If you just see the resume and you see that, okay, he played there, but he didn't get many minutes, many would say, okay, he's not for that level. I know that you're for that level, but can you tell me, why do you believe that this happened?
Yeah. First off, I appreciate you bringing this up because as a man, first and foremost, in all these situations, I'm not blaming nobody. I'm looking at myself. Is it a character thing? Is it my game? Is it something else? It's me. Because if you're put in a situation where you're on a roster, there's a way. You just have to find the way. And if you don't find the way, it's on you. Mm-hmm. There's so many people that say, oh, the coach, or man, you should see me in practice. I'm killing everybody. I should be playing. Like I got no time for that. If you look at my whole situation, I'm going to walk you down through each of them. One, with Milan. I had a really good preseason. I got hurt. I started the season injured for the first month. As soon as I came, if you look at my first 8 games, minus 1 game in Baskonia where I was really sick. With that being said, if you're on the court, there's no excuses. My body of work individually showed that I was a EuroLeague player. And my coach at the time had went to the media and had said that. That's an individual stats base. I wasn't winning games. We weren't winning games because we were very injury plagued. With that being said, you have to find a way to win in the EuroLeague. If you're not winning in the EuroLeague, none of that stat stuff matters. I was coming into Milan with the complete understanding of I need to find a way to adjust. I need to learn. And I came in with who at the time was Kevin Pangos. I wanted to learn behind him as the backup point guard, find a way to win. He got injured. Billy Barron got injured. Siobhan Shields got injured. Nick Melly eventually got injured. We were plagued with injuries, and I had to find a way to win as a rookie point guard in a very prestigious league. So regardless of me averaging what I was averaging, we weren't winning. So that kind of went downhill. And it was what it was with Milan. They've had their struggles for years to come, for whatever reason, but it didn't work out there for me. The Zálγκιρις move, I do wish I had never left. Not saying anything about Olympiacos, but the management there believed in me. And Keenan Evans had just come off of an injury, and shout out to my guy Keenan, stay strong. Very, very, very heartbroken about that situation, but if there's anyone who can figure it out, it's him. God-fearing man, beautiful family, the whole nine. I just really want to say that because that's my guy, like we talk frequently. But he came back from an injury, and the first game he goes for 29 on the road versus Bologna. Who am I to say I'm deserving of more than 12 minutes? And Coach and I, Kazikis at the time, he had said, look, if Keenan's playing like that, don't think anything of it. We're going to figure it out. And Keenan was having a hell of a run. So that kind of got in the way of me finding my way in the EuroLeague and playing. With that being said, it was what it was, I left prematurely. I wish I had stayed because had I stayed in Zálγκιρις, they had the system and the players to allow me to figure out myself. I had a couple flashes versus Real, etc., where I showed what I can do. I wish I would have stayed for that season just to get my rhythm in the EuroLeague and play. With that being said, that didn't work out as one. We left premature. So then bang, we come here to Olympiacos. It started off really, really well. I mean, it was going well. I was playing, like I said, we won the cup. I went to the national team and I got screened by one of our players in practice. I hurt my shoulder. And when I came back from that injury, my minutes just started to go down. So this is just my story. A tale of injuries from my teammates and bad situations with the game in general, leaving prematurely in Zálγκιρις, and then ultimately coming to one of, if not the program in Europe, to where it's like if you're not ready to go right away, or you get an injury and you come back as a newcomer, you might lose your place.
Yeah.
That's what I signed up for. And this is just my story. Some people can look at it and just say, we seen him on the court and he didn't look ready, and they could be right. Because like I said to you, I'm not a player. I haven't known myself to be a player to where I can't play and then just get thrown in there and be the same player I am. I'm an aggressive guard. I know when to calm down, but more times than not, I'm on go. And that comes with feel, with understanding of my teammates, with understanding of the system. And that has to find its place within the system over time. And that's just what it is. So for whomever believes what they believe in terms of them not thinking that I'm a player that can play at this level, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I know who I am. I know the work I put in. I know when the opportunity comes in the right situation, it will show itself. And I'll be sitting here with you drinking a Fredo talking about we knew it. And again, I'm not blaming nobody but myself. If you're put in a position in anything in life, figure it out. To this point, I haven't had EuroLeague success. This is the truth. In time, I think I will. So.
I love this mentality. I've told you before, you know, but I really love this mentality. So let me take you out of basketball for a moment. You are 39 years old, 40, like LeBron James,
Yeah.
41, and you say, okay, it's time for me to stop. Is it, you know, a thought of yours and your wife's, of course, to stay in Greece, or you go back to Canada?
We actually just purchased a property in Greece. We have a place that's just being finalized. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here. I mean, it is finalized, it's just being built. So we will forever have a home in Greece. It's more for my son than it is for us. We'll just borrow it here and there. But no, we'll always have a home here in Greece, man. The life we want to live, she's lived in many places, I've lived in many places. We're not going to call one place home. Greece is going to be home. Canada's always going to be home. We'll have some properties in other places, God willing. And we want to spend time in places that we love, and she loves this place just as much as me. So we will definitely always be around and always be here to see this water, because I mean, to me, this is the most beautiful thing in the world. Just water, views and vibes, and everything's calm. I wouldn't trade it for none.
So I'm expecting your son, as we said before, in 2040 to be wearing the Greek national team's jersey, perhaps Olympiacos jersey, I don't know, God knows only. And I think that this is a good way to wrap it up, because you know, I really love the mentality you have that it's about me. I have to blame me, no one else. Λοιπόν, αυτό ήταν ο Ναζ Μήτρου-Λονγκ. Εσείς ξέρετε, like, subscribe, τα σχόλιά σας από κάτω και τα λέμε σύντομα με κάτι ακόμα έξτρα.